Warning. Today's episode contains bosoms, melons, casabas, milk factories, busts, baps, bazongas, cans, hooters, honkers, fun bags, knockers, ballastages, boobies, jugs, nipples, jubblies, and stonking great tits. Viewer discretion is advised.
All the broken hearts in the world still beat. Let's not make it harder than it has to be. It's all the same thing, girls. Chase boys, chase girls. All the broken hearts in the world still beat.
Hello, I'm Plutoburns, and welcome to Eagleland. You know, I've been oddly kind to the harem genre on this show. I've got, including today, 2 positive reviews and 1 apathetic review. One of these days, I'm really going to have to get down to reviewing the rancid effluence that is the harem genre. But hey, Monster Musume is everything the harem genre is supposed to be about, cranked up to 11 bazillion. Insane central premise? Monsters are real, and they are trying to integrate into human society. And most of them are female. Zany hijinks. Oh man, the slapstick in this is so well done. The timing and execution is Tom and Jerry levels. Hot girls? Oh my god, the boobies! This manga is so explicit that I'm gonna wear out my censor bar for this review. It's sold in the US just like this. It's not wrapped in plastic like a Playboy, it sits on the shelves open like this. Anyone could pick this up and...
Suddenly, pineapples.
This does not help.
So how do we begin this raunchy comedy fest? In bed, of course. MC is getting anacondaed by Mia, who is part of a homestay project. She doesn't want to let go because it's morning and she hasn't warmed up yet. Science fact that you probably already knew. Snakes are cold-blooded and therefore don't like to move around if it's cold. Well, MC starts to get boob smothered and plain old boring smothered. His solution is to stroke her tail until she orgasms. This does get her to wake up, and MC prepares a bath so that she can finish warming up. The homestay is part of a government program, and the government will routinely remodel MC's house for each new girl that moves in. So, any questions that you may have about how various monster girls are able to live in a house designed for humans can be answered with these words: government subsidies! So MC prepares the bath like a good host, and in slithers Mia, with the old strands of hair trick covering the naughty bits. Now I'm being completely serious here. Let's really look at this picture. The top half is all human, and the lower half is all snake, but in the middle, it's actually a really well-drawn connection point. The larger snake bottom half gives the illusion of large hips, and the human V actually blends into the snake parts really well. This is extremely well drawn, and this level of artistic detail is seen throughout the manga. Now get your hand out of your pants. MC goes to make breakfast, but there's a strange lady waiting for him. What, you don't remember me? I'm your cultural exchange coordinator, Sumike. Yeah, I know. What are you doing here? Can I have breakfast? No! Also, I'm here to make sure you haven't stooped the snake. Basically, there's a law against humans hurting monster people and vice versa, and if he were to have sex with Mia, he'd be arrested. It's stupid and they never bring it up again. But it does give me a chance to introduce one of the best characters in the manga. Sumike is frankly the best authority figure this manga could have had. She is highly dedicated to the spirit of interspecies cooperation. But she's also really lazy. She would much rather drink coffee than do her job. So her purpose in the story is to basically grease the wheels for the madness. She gets our heroes out of tight scrapes and upgrades MC's house for each new girl, but also can be trusted to look the other way when our heroes break smaller rules. Well, her exposition duty's done. Sumike departs just in time for Mia to sneak up behind MC and...
Suddenly, pineapples.
Well, the good news is you don't have brain cancer anymore.
She tries once again to seduce MC, but accidentally dislocates his shoulder. Well, that's it for the first chapter, so I guess it's time to bring out the zoologically themed harem roll call. Snake Girl, Harpy, Centaur, Slime Girl, Mermaid, Spider Lady, and... Headless Horseman Girl. with a supporting cast of Zombie Girl, Cyclops, Troll, Shapeshifter, Devil Child, Dog Girl, a Plant Girl, and Lizard Girl who pretends to be a guy. So one thing that I find really fascinating about this manga is that the girl's species actually informs their character and design. For example, the token loli. Pappy has an extremely underdeveloped body for her official age of 16. But she is a bird. Birds have to be as lightweight as possible in order to fly, so it makes sense that she doesn't have centaur-level boobs. She also suffers from short-term memory loss on account of being a bird brain. There's a whole bunch of little moments like that throughout the manga. Mia is cold-blooded and wakes up slow, the mermaid can't breathe in chlorine pools, the predatory girls have fewer taste buds and therefore suck at cooking. This manga about half-human monsters living amongst us is officially more scientifically accurate than Sharknado. And there's other stuff not necessarily related to genetics. For example, Centaur has a strong sense of justice, carries around a sword, and fancies herself a knight. The mermaid wishes to have a tragic romance because she grew up reading The Little Mermaid. The original where she dies, not the Disney version. And Rachne likes to practice her web-spinning skills by tying people up in traditional Japanese bondage. I actually think Rachne's pretty cute.
Boss, aren't you afraid of spiders?
Yes, but in the absence of the kind of girl that I usually go for,
All the right junk in all the right places.
I am a leg man. Look, if my boner doesn't make sense to me, it's not gonna make sense to you. But beyond being way smarter than it needed to be, Monster Musume just has really funny gags. All the girls have inhuman strength, so MC routinely takes a beating from the girls. Tail smacks, harpy butt first landing, and my favorite, the boob smack. The slapstick timing is just amazingly solid, and they come up with really inventive gags. There's a lot of great gags centered around the girls' individual abilities. For really convoluted reasons, MC goes on a fake date with Zombie Girl. Her hand falls off and he has to sew it back on. She decides to tease him by, "You know, I've just come up rather peckish. I think I'm going to get myself a glass of milk." Into the beer stein, as usual. Alright, where was I? She decides to tease him by removing her boob and asking him to sew it back on. Oh my god, it's going up my nose! This moment right here really encapsulates the best that Monster Musume brings to the table. I am simultaneously turned on and laughing my ass off. My brain should not be capable of processing those two things at once. Here's another great one. They get attacked by a plant girl clearly not ripped off from Zyra, who kidnaps Pappy. Apparently, Plant Girl absorbs some tainted plant fertilizer, which is why she is rampaging. Pappy thinks long and hard and comes up with a solution. Suck the chemicals out through her boobs!
Brilliant! Brilliant!
Now, one last thing I want to talk about is MC himself, which is actually pretty weird, because the harem genre's roots have very little use for their main male heroes. Tenchi Muyo literally translates as useless Tenchi. And at first, MC seemed pretty much to fall into the same inoffensive nice guy category. But as the manga progressed, little things kept happening that made him stand out. He scolds the girls when they behave unusually bad, takes the initiative to protect them, and punches out a few guys. But the moment that really got me thinking came recently. Rachne was supposed to be transferred to a different host family. The daughter of said family shows up early. She raises a huge stink about how challenging it will be to live with a giant spider. But we shall overcome this test. She basically goes around all day being very rude to all the monster girls, albeit unintentionally. When MC gets home, he flat out refuses to sign the transfer papers. Do you think Rachne is some quest to gain experience from? She just got told! And that is why MC is awesome. He is capable of treating these girls with respect and kindness. And while in most harems that would make him the bare minimum of likable, in this manga where the girls are literal monsters that could easily kill him, it shows what a strength of character he really possesses. Oh, and after the girl runs off, Rachne gets drunk on coffee. That's an actual phenomenon. I didn't even know this, but apparently scientists decided to test what drugs will do to spiders. So this is a web built by a spider on no drugs, and this is a web built by a spider on caffeine. Apparently, Monster Musume is funny as well as informative. It may walk right up to the line of good taste, but it uses that location for really inventive jokes and set pieces. Its central gimmick is clever and well used, the art is excellent, and the characters are just flat out likable. Monster Musume easily places third on my list of favorite harem mangas. Literally, the only complaint I can lodge against this manga is that the romance aspect languishes in favor of more zany comedy. The author for this one is Okayado, which I know for a fact is an alias. He's got two other works, one of which also features monster girls, but in a more fantasy battle kind of scenario. If you're willing to get some weird looks taking this off the shelves, definitely buy this manga. Totally worth it. Till next time, I'm Plutoburns, and this has been Eagleland.
Wait, boss, I just thought of something funny. The itsy bitsy spider crawled up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out.